don't. You're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sean's show. I'm very happy to be with you. I'm back in New York. I was on the road. I was in the Pacific Northwest, which is an excellent group of cities. You've got Tacoma, and you've got Pasco, Washington. So many other really strong cities. Then you have the ones that are falling apart, like Seattle and Portland. No, it was very good. They were very fun shows. So thank you for joining me. We have so much to cover. I want to start with Luigi. My friend, our good friend Luigi is, he has a harem now. Like, Luigi Mangione has a harem. And every time it's what's interesting about this case is that every time Luigi is in public, he beats his last look. He tops his look. And truly, I think that most of the defense fund, like I think Luigi raised $600,000 or something for his defense fund. I think that $550,000 of that is going to a stylist. I think that he raised $600,000, and I think that he is paying a Tribeca-based New York City stylist to frame his looks, because his looks, he eats. I mean, Luigi ate. He eats every time he appears in public. I mean, he had that bulletproof vest over this nice, like a dark green vest. I mean, a dark green sort of sweater. I mean, let me take a look at this photo. I mean, he literally looks like, if you can, I don't know if you can bring up the photo on your end. Let's just pop this photo real quick. He look at this guy. Look at Luigi. Look at him. I mean, even his facial expression is like stunning. He stuns. Every time he moves his mouth or he moves his head, he stuns. And I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm really, truly, I'm not gay. I'm in a monogamous relationship with a woman that I love. And I would let Luigi blow my back out. Like, truly, this is a man that transcends sexuality. Luigi's attraction and his look, it transcends your sexuality. And what he did also transcends political boundaries. I honestly, I kind of take back what I said. Everyone was saying that, like, Luigi murdering the healthcare CEO was uniting the world and uniting Republicans and Democrats across political boundaries. I don't think that's what happened, what was happening. I think it was just that he's really hot, and Americans, above all, like a hot guy. Like, I think that's what it really was. I don't think that he's uniting. To be honest, I don't think he's uniting anyone. I actually hear quite a few people calling this guy a murderer. From the right, they're calling him a murderer and a savage killer. And he is a killer. He kills with his looks. He kills with his hair. He kills with the eyebrows. His nose is strong. He's a strong nose. I honestly, I think if this guy gets let off, I kind of want him to be the new United Healthcare CEO. Like, I feel like if Luigi ran United Healthcare, maybe it would be a good company. You know what I mean? But what's the news story that's interesting with Luigi is that all of these women are sending him photos. Like, Luigi is getting inundated with fan photos. And he's actually gotten so many photos that he's had to tell his fans to, like, hold back on the fan letters and the photos and the nude pics. Oh, I'm sure he's getting a lot of nude pics. And he's had to, I don't know, he's had to tell him, it's too much. I have to, like, focus on my case. And, the love, like, I don't think anyone is as loved right now by young women more than Luigi Mangione. There's really no one, maybe Taylor Swift. I feel like Luigi, if I was Luigi's, like, agent, his PR agent or his talent agent, because he is a talent. He's a talented man. I would say, Luigi, I want you to learn guitar. I would sit him down. I'd be like, Luigi, I know you're busy with your case. How's the case going? He'd be like, oh, it's going very well. I don't know how he talks. I would say, Luigi, how's your case going? He'd go, oh, I'm going to beat at the case. And I'll go, Luigi, I think that you have a future. I would be there. I'm his talent agent. I'll go, Luigi, I just divorced my third wife. And when I was in divorce court, I was thinking about you. I wasn't thinking about my third wife, my third ex-wife, who now ex-wife. I was thinking about you, Luigi. And I think that you, Luigi, have a future in music. Yes. Music. Have you ever listened to Taylor Swift's album Dark Horse? What about that one that goes, I knew you were trouble when you, Luigi, I think that you could open for Taylor Swift. And I think I could make you a very rich man. I think we could both become rich together. How does that sound? I think the moment you pulled the trigger and killed that United Healthcare CEO is the moment I realized that you could be a star. And you are a star. You're my star, Luigi. Here's my card. And he would go, oh, I'll think about it. But, here's a little excerpt from the article I think is very funny. Several people theorized, so this is on Luigi's outfit, Luigi's fit, his fit check. Let's do a quick Luigi fit check. Several people theorized that Mangione's green attire was an homage to the popular Nintendo character Luigi, who was Mario's brother. We all knew that. Who often wears green while his brother wears red. We knew that. Many of the protesters outside the courthouse were seen wearing Nintendo Luigi hats. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't, because I think that, like, and I've said this before, people need a purpose. People need a purpose in their life. And, COVID gave a lot of people purpose. Like fighting with people about whether masks were effective. That became some people their full-time job was like fighting on the front lines 9 hours a day on the efficacy of a 3M piece of cloth. Like that became their entire life, whether or not that was effective and to the degree at which that was effective. It became their whole life. And those people and those types of people that exist on both sides of the political aisle, they need to cling to something. And if you're going to and those are the people that show up to Luigi's court case in Luigi hats. That's not a green flag to me. That's a red flag in a person. If I ever met a person and they said, yeah, I went to Luigi's hearing. I went to his preliminary hearing and I wore a Luigi hat and I stood outside there to support Luigi. I was like, you're a psycho. I think you're a psycho. Because do I agree with what he did? Of course I do. Am I going to waste my time? Am I going to waste my time standing outside of a court case at 2:00 on a Tuesday? Go to work. Get a job. How about you go get health care? All these people are protesting Luigi about how fucked up healthcare is, which it is. How about you go get a job and you get some... Okay, I'm kidding. But, it's... There's a lot of grumblings about this case and whether or not... he's going to walk free. And I don't know, guys. I want to know. Let me know how you feel in the comments. I really feel like... I'm really 50-50 on this one. I really am. I was for a while there, I was pretty fucking sure that this guy was going to go to jail forever. But now I'm reading these things were about how Luigi he was searched without probable cause. He was detained without reasonable articulable suspicion. These are all things that I know that you expect. I know. I'm a white guy. I know my rights. Oops, sorry, my laptop. One moment, guys. So now I'm hearing all these things about how, you know, Luigi may get away with it. And that is crazy. Like, the idea that Luigi might get away with it and walk free. I mean, if this guy walks away from this, he's gonna be a billionaire. I mean, okay, here's a prediction no one's made. I feel like Luigi's gonna walk away from this, and I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna get out and he's gonna start a podcast, and then he's gonna start Luigi Coin. I mean, we've seen it before with Hawk Tua. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if Luigi gets out, I don't know if he may go the advocacy route. I don't know if he may dedicate his life to healthcare reform advocacy. I feel like a guy that shoots a CEO in the back is not going to dedicate their entire life to the boring work of towing the line and pushing for healthcare reform. I think that he's going to start a podcast. I think that he's going to do stand-up comedy. I think that he's going to start a cryptocurrency called Luigi Coin, and I will buy it. And if he doesn't do those things, I'm going to reach out and I'm going to help him start Luigi Coin on Solana, on the Solana blockchain technology. Oh, it is? Oh, fuck.
And it's Luigi Mario, not him.
Oh, it's Luigi Mario. Okay, damn it. So we need, damn it. Well, we need like a Luigi Mangione coin. How about delay coin? Depose coin? How about it's 3 different coins? We have delay coin, deny coin, and depose coin. One for each of the bullets that shot him in the back. That's fun. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, this court case is going to take years. It's going to take years to play out. And I think the public is just going to continue to be like passively interested every quarter. Like every quarter, we're going to hear I'm going to talk to you. I'll hear a news story about Luigi and be like, oh, let's check in on Luigi. And then I think it'll be one, I don't know. It could be one of the stories where it just fizzles out, you know, or maybe it's a story that really explodes and gets the public's attention again. It could be the next OJ if they let cameras in. I don't think the cameras are allowed right now. But I'm super supportive of all the women that are sending him boob pics. I think that's funny. I think that it's funny to send your tits to a murderer. Like, I mean, this actually is kind of similar to what happened with Ted Bundy. Like, there's always like a crazy group of like 17 to 23-year-old women that get obsessed with a murderer. Like, there is that thing where they like the danger of a murderer, you know, and they think, oh, like I can fix him. Like that, I don't know if it's like, oh, I can fix him, or if it's like, oh, I will kill for him. Because I feel like that could be it too. Now, oh, here we got a little statement. Let's read a little statement from Luigi, then we'll move on. He goes, I'm overwhelmed by and grateful for all of the tit pics. Thank you very much to everyone for the, no, I'm kidding. I'm overwhelmed by and grateful for everyone who has written to me and share their stories and express their support. Powerfully, this support has transcended political, racial, and even class divisions, as mail has flooded MDC from across the country and around the globe. While it is impossible for me to reply to most letters, I only reply to the ones where you profess your love for me, your undying love and gratitude for me. While it's impossible for me to reply to most letters, please know that I read every one that I receive. Thank you again to everyone who took the time to write. I look forward to hearing more in the future. He raised $615,000, and he spent $600,000 of that on that sweater. That's a $600,000 sweater. He should auction the sweater. That's what I would do. If I was Luigi, I would start an OnlyFans. If Luigi started an OnlyFans from jail, he would be a millionaire tomorrow. I'm not even gay, and I would subscribe to that. I would subscribe to a Luigi Mangione OnlyFans. I've never used it. I have a special. Check out my special on OnlyFans. 10-minute tape that I did with LMAOF. Shameless plug. Link in bio. It was fun. They paid me a lot of money. That's why I did it. I don't know why OnlyFans is transitioning into comedy. It makes no sense. Okay, we'll move on. But, so, you know, we're just going to keep following. I think this is fun. He's in Brooklyn. He's at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. By the way, you know who else is in Brooklyn? Diddy. Now, I wonder how many letters Diddy is getting. See, I feel like Luigi is getting a lot of love and fan mail. I feel like Dweety should be his girlfriend's name, Luigi and Dweety. I feel like Diddy's getting a lot of hate mail. But that's pretty much it on that. I just wanted to check in because we haven't talked about Luigi in a while. I want to do something a little bit more niche this time. This is why you guys watch the show. I do niche stories and I'm the comedian that's covering cringe tech stories. And no one else is going to do it. Everyone is, while every other comedian rails against the woke mind virus, I'm going to defend soulless venture capitalists. That is the angle I'm taking. While everyone else is towing the line, thinking that they're towing the line on free speech and owning the libs, I'm going to be talking about LLMs, and I'm not interested. People tell me all the time, they're like, stop the steal, the election was stolen, the woke is trying to censor us. I go, have you heard of large language models? Have you heard of Solana? Have you heard of Optify? Which is the company that we're going to talk about right now. So, if you thought that technology was already dystopian, every time I read about technology news, I think that we cannot get any more dystopian. I feel like we're at the limit of dystopian technology. AI drones that will shoot people autonomously. DoorDash and Uber paying immigrants 5 cents an hour to deliver food, which I take advantage of. I'm sorry. Or, you know, the worst thing, right? Which is just continues to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which leverages technology. I hate the MCU. Every time I log in and I read a technology news story, it just gets more dystopian. And what we have today is a startup that went viral on X/Twitter for their startup. And what it does is, it's a very smart thing. What it does is it uses it uses security camera footage, AI powered security cameras in factories, like clothing and manufacturing factories where people are slaves. And it uses AI vision technology to track their productivity down to the second. And I know what you're thinking. Holy shit, that sounds great. I can save a lot of money. I know what you're thinking. Sean, I'm a factory owner. I'd like to use this technology to help my factory be more efficient. Maybe one of my workers just found out they have lung cancer and they're a little bit slow that day. This technology will help them grind at the limit even when they're emotionally destroyed. And I'm excited. So we're going to watch this video. The company, this show is going to become where I name and shame sick technology startups. So this one's called Optify, and we're going to watch the video, which has since been deleted. Let's take a look. By the way, this was funded by Y Combinator, one of the leading venture capital accelerators in Silicon Valley. And let's take a look at what these two fucks have decided is how they're going to get rich. Let's take a look. Let's watch. Let's watch their product demo. This is a comedy show. If you're just listening, they've got, I see a nice, young, strong man next to a dashboard with a lot of numbers. Let's watch.
37% line efficiency? That's bad. Let me call my supervisor. Vivan, have you been taking a look at line 6? It's not doing well at all.
On it, sir. Alright, let's see the Optify dashboard and see what's the issue with line 6. Oh, it's workspace 17. Workspace 17 is the bottleneck, the worst performing workspace here. Hey, number 17, what's going on, man? You're in red.
I've been working all day.
Been working all day? You haven't hit your hourly output even once today. And you're at 11.4% efficiency. This is really bad.
It's just been a rough day.
Rough day? More like a rough month.
37%
So that's it. And if you're just listening, they're basically looking at this guy, hypothetical employee in the factory, who has low efficiency at his job. And this is to sell the dashboard. This is a video to sell the dashboard. Now, am I sold? Yes. Is it dystopian as fuck? Also, yes. Like, I would want this. I would, if I, and again, I probably am going to be a customer of Optify. I am. Because when I run a podcast, I'm going to need 50 editors to edit all of the shit, to edit all my clips. So I'm going to need this. I'm going to need Optify to make sure I can identify the 10% lowest performing editors and throw them in the wood chipper. That is something that I'm going to need this eventually. You know what I mean? No, obviously this went viral for all the wrong reasons. It's fucking crazy. And the guy here calls it a sweatshop startup. And I think that's a great way to describe it. I mean, it's a way to track people who no one wants to work at a factory, right? No one wants that job. Everyone is already going to be operating at 10% of their brain capacity because they're fucking borderline slave labor. Factories are borderline slave labor. And then you're putting an AI, and that is, and this is my point. That is how I called it. I'm just saying that I called it. When AI became ubiquitous in the culture and people started to talk about AI, all of the startups that got into the market, what were they pitching? They were pitching the democratization of knowledge. They were pitching climate change. The AI startups that have data centers that burn enough carbon to suffocate an entire nation in a day. They are pitching, therapy, AI therapists. So it was like all these really benevolent solutions. And what do you get in reality? What gets funded? The AI stuff that actually works and gets funded by investors and capitalists, it's not the therapist. It's not the climate change, pie in the sky bullshit. Oh, we're going to reduce carbon emissions. How are you going to reduce carbon emissions if your whole thing runs on a data center? How about the real way that AI startups can reduce carbon emissions is by shutting down the fucking company and putting a bullet in your head. That's how I would reduce CO2. Like if I was a Silicon Valley consultant and I was hired, I'd be like, okay, here's how you reduce CO2. Here's how I can help your company reduce your environmental footprint. Shut the company down and buy a Luger, load it, summarily execute your employees and then yourself. That's a joke. I don't want anyone to die. I love people. I love people almost as much as this Optify loves people. Now, I see this being effective. And I commend these two gentlemen on their comedy writing. I thought it was kind of a sketch. There's a little bit of humor at the end when he was berating the employee, number 17. I love how all the employees are just numbers. I honestly like how honest they are. They go, how's your factory going? Not good. The slaves are tired today. Let's fix that. Slave number 17, why are you tired? Actually, you've been tired all month. You're fired. Like that's what is this is the type of stuff that's going to be very successful. Now that's the niche story for the week. Let's what do I want to cover next? I mean, there's so much. Okay, let's do this while we're on tech. Now again, I don't know if this is an AI video or not. But it appears to be a video of Elon Musk speaking on stage with a mic and making people laugh. And now traditionally, that would be what one calls stand-up comedy. Now, I'm not going to allow myself to label this stand-up comedy, but it appears to be Elon Musk in front of an audience making them laugh repeatedly. Now, I would call a lot of that, honestly, would fit a lot of people's definition of stand-up comedy. I'm going to say no, because, you know, seeing the world's richest man do stand-up doesn't sit right with me. He needs to be wealthier. You know, but let's watch. It's Elon Musk allegedly doing stand-up. And I don't know, this could all be AI. We don't know, but we're going to watch. We're going to watch. And everyone on X is sucking his dick. Again, this is Elon Musk. This is Elon Musk doing stand-up comedy. I don't know. We're just going to watch.
Some of them are, I guess, kind of funny. There's, you know, we had to do this. SpaceX had to do the study to see if Starship would hit a shark. And I'm like, it's a big ocean, you know. There's a lot of sharks. It's not impossible, but it's very unlikely. And we said, okay, fine, we'll do the analysis, and then, well, can you give us the shark data? They're like, no, we can't give you the shark data. We're like, okay, well, then we're in a bit of a quandary. How do we solve this difficult, this shark probability issue? And they said, well, we could give it to our Western division, but we don't trust them. And I'm like, am I in a comedy sketch here? So eventually, I think we got the.
I love how the music behind this video is like the most bullshit, like corporate stock guitar music that we all know. I've heard this song before. It was when I was an intern watching sexual assault prevention training. It's when I was watching like sexual harassment training at a massive corporation. And that's what they're underlaying over Elon's supposed comedy. Now, as a stand-up comedian, do I think it's well structured? Yes. Do I think his delivery is good? Yes. Do I want to open for Elon? Yes. I want to open for Elon. I want Elon to do a week at Zany's. I want Elon to do 6 shows at Zany Chicago, and I want a feature for him. I think that would be great. I also want to open my asshole and let him fuck me in the ass. I want this. I'm sold. You can throw my entire show out the fucking window. I love Elon Musk now. I'm a fan. I like him. You know, I like his anecdotes. I think they're unique. I like it when he tells unique anecdotes. And you know, I would love to see Elon do a whole hour, and the subtext of every joke is that the government gets in the way of him raping and pillaging the world. I would love that. I want, you know, Elon, we see him doing 2.5 minutes here. You know, if Elon, I would love to see him do a full hour. And that's every story is how, like, this is not funny. This is not funny. Elon, this is a message to Elon Musk. Bring me on as your ghostwriter. I will ghostwrite a whole hour of stand-up comedy for you. It's on me. I'll be your special government employee for you. I'll ghostwrite an entire hour. And I guarantee you it's gonna crush. It's gonna be the best, funniest hour of comedy anyone's ever seen. You can trust me. Every story is going to be about how SpaceX, about how we could even do this. We could tell a story about how, like, you know, SpaceX launched a rocket next to an indigenous population in Texas, and you know, made the air smell like jet fuel. How about that? How about a story where we talk about your childhood in growing up in apartheid South Africa. If Elon Musk really wants to be funny, he needs to dig deeper. He starts talking about shark probabilities. People can't relate to that. He's talking to a bunch of fucking loser nerds, and they're only laughing because they want to get a job from him. Let's be real. The only reason people are laughing at Elon Musk is because they want a job at one of his companies. If Elon Musk wants to appeal to the general public, I'm an experienced comedian. I can tell you this. If he wants to appeal to the public, what he needs to do is he needs to talk about his childhood growing up in South Africa, where he grew up in a caste system where he wasn't allowed to talk to blacks. That's a story I would listen to. Well, you know, I grew up in apartheid South Africa, and apartheid was actually kind of a good thing. Woo! That's what comedy is. How is that what comedy is now? It's like people go up and they go, you know, I grew up in apartheid South Africa, and like apartheid, like I actually kind of liked it. Woo! I actually think that like black people are like genetically inferior. Whoa, you're so funny. That's what comedy is now. I swear to fucking God, if Elon Musk does a stand-up comedy tour or starts to like do theaters, I'm going to be filled with so much joy because I'm going to reach out to him and try to open for him. This could be the beginning of my switch into the right. Guys, I don't, you know, again, maybe you're a long-time listener to Sean's show. I don't know if you are. Maybe it's your first time listening. You know that I've historically hated this guy, but I need to tell you, as a stand-up comedian, I'm a desperate loser. I'm a desperate, bitter loser. And I'm worried that my career isn't going anywhere. And if Elon Musk does the Wilbur, you bet your fucking ass I'm going to text him. Or however, I'm going to email him. And I'm going to be like, hey, man, I have 6 angles. I can mic you up. I can make you look. I can film it, basically a Netflix level quality special for you. Just let me do 15 minutes up top. And you know what I'm going to do when I bring him on stage? I'm going to do my 15 minutes. I'm going to crush. I'm just going to pander to the right. I'm going to be like, so my friend's gay. That's fucking stupid. Woo! And then right when I bring up Elon on stage, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, are you guys ready for your headliner? Yeah, this guy's the richest man in the world. That's like what, imagine him, everyone on X is like, Elon Musk should get into stand-up. Imagine if someone was bringing up Elon Musk on stage as a stand-up comedian. What would his credits be? They'd be like, guys, your headliner tonight. Are you ready? Yeah. Guys, your next comedian coming to the stage. He's the richest man in the world. He's dismantling the federal government. You've seen him in the White House funneling money into his own companies through federal contracts that he decides who wins. It's Elon Musk. Woo! Okay, let's watch the rest of this. I mean, I'm going to kill myself. If Elon Musk gets into stand-up comedy, I'm going to kill myself, or I'll call up Luigi.
Data, and we could, you know, run the analysis to say like, yeah, the sharks are going to be fine. But they wouldn't let us proceed with launch until we did this crazy shark data, and then we thought, okay, well, now we're done. And they said, but what about whales? I'm like, when you look at a picture of the Pacific, what percentage of the surface area of the Pacific do you see as whale? Because I look at a picture, I don't see any. It's like, you can't. Where's a whale? And honestly, if the ship did hit a whale, it's like, honestly, that whale had it coming, because it's like the odds are so low.
Wow, he got an applause break on whales. You know, this show is me slowly coming to the grips with the fact that Elon Musk is funnier than me. Now, what percent of the ocean is covered by whales? Not that much.
You know, it's like Final Destination, the whale edition. It's like fate had it in for that whale, you know. And so we had to do the whale analysis. And it's like, okay, yeah, the whales will be fine too, you know.
This could be AI. I don't know. It's probably not, but it could be.
It goes on. And then there's like, well, what if the rocket goes underwater, then explodes, and then the whales have hearing damage? Like, this is real. This is actually, and we're like, look, if we could make a rocket go underwater and be a submarine, that would be like a feat of physics we could not accomplish, okay? this is not how it works. So anyway, just one like crazy thing after another, where you know. So this is why I'm like really feeling the pain of the overregulation.
I love how he ends it with a bomb. There's no big punch. See, Elon, bring me on as your ghostwriter. He goes, you know, he's killing. I got to say, he's killing the whole time. He doesn't end it on a punchline. And that's what you got to do. You have to end your jokes on a big punchline. If I could punch up, I'm punching up Elon's set right now. Now, again, I think your joke is right there, Elon Musk. I think your joke is right there. I think I would just add one more thing at the end about how you have children with 15 different women and how you are not a good father. That's what I would end your set with. No, what I'd really say is you should end it with like, you know, and then we went back. So we did the shock analysis and then we did the whale analysis. And, you know, then the government comes back and they say, what about pelicans? That's free. That's free for you, Mr. Musk. Now, everyone's glazing him. Everyone's glazing him on the platform that he owns. Can we just take a minute to like understand that like he owns X, and half of like the top stories. I mean, it's literally so fucking dystopian. It's out of a movie. It's out of a movie. So one of the top stories is Elon Musk's humorous side, from tech tycoon to stand-up star. It's the most propagandistic shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Elon Musk's humorous side, from tech tycoon to stand-up star. Click here to find out more about his dazzling debut on a platform that he owns. I have to vomit in my mouth a little bit. Give me a sec. I'm vomiting in my fucking mouth. So that's enough on tech. I honestly, like, I'm so tired of autistic losers that control the world. I'm so tired of dumb fucking nerds controlling everything. I'm tired of it. I want to be a nerd that controls shit. What about me? No, I'm just tired of, like, why does it have to be tech nerds that control the oligopolies and the oligarchy? Why do tech nerds have to control the oligopoly and the oligarchy and the technocracy, whatever you want to call it? Why can't it be strong, athletic men that actually, like, get bitches? Why couldn't we have just, I wish I had just been born in another era where the oligarchy were crazy guys that would, like, kill people for nothing. Oh wait, that is what we're dealing with. Sam Altman kills people for nothing, or hires hitmen to kill people for nothing. That's what we have to do. Let's move on. I want to talk about health, the health of our country, and healthcare. Now, so there's been a measles outbreak. In Texas. And we have a very sad news. There was a Texas child that has sadly passed away from measles. It was the first measles death in a decade. And there's an outbreak in a small Texas town, and more than 130 people have measles. And I can't believe I'm telling you this, but 130 people have measles. And I believe it's in Lubbock, starting in the rural Mennonite community of southwest of Lubbock. Now, again, I'm going to try and just to switch it up, I'm going to try and defend the Mennonite community. Because, you know, there is this thing, and I'm not even being ironic, like, there is this thing in this is the fault of like the liberal coastal elite is, we don't understand other cultures. There is this like Western liberal cultural supremacy ideology, where again, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm going to keep it real, guys, where we think that our culture is the best because we champion diversity and we champion science and math and equality, and but the real irony of this ideology is that we are unaccepting of other cultures. Some cultures, like this Mennonite community southwest of Lubbock, Texas, they are under-vaccinated. I'm assuming a lot of people there, I believe in this article says, yeah, the child was not vaccinated against measles. The real, and again, this is what makes people become Republicans, is when you have a whole ideology where it's like, our culture's the best, you guys are stuck in the past, you guys are retarded, you don't want to get vaccinated. You know what I mean? Like that's the messaging that's being sent from the coastal elites, from the Western. When you tell people in a Mennonite community, like what that ideology is not understanding is that, yes, there are some things about that culture that are I think good, and some that are bad, but you can't create a ranked system where some cultures are better than others, because that is how you get fascism, Nazism, right? That's how you get extremism. So I say all that to say that I am supportive of the Mennonite community in Southwest Lubbock. I support the unvaccinated children. I'm a defender. I will stand up. I will stand up for any 4-year-old anywhere that has listened to RFK. If there's a child out there who's 5, 6, 7 years old, and they've learned about the dangers of the mRNA gene therapies, and they want to reject big health and big pharma and not get the measles vaccination, I support that. I am a man of God. I support the Mennonites. Maybe, sure. Is Brooklyn cool? I like it. But maybe there's some things about the Mennonite community that we can learn from. Like we can learn. I really believe you can learn from everyone, and you can learn from every culture. And one thing that the urban, metropolitan, cosmopolitan, I always confuse that with the ice cream. What's the ice cream? Neapolitan. What Neapolitan? I think what the cosmopolitan Western liberal culture can learn from the Mennonites is that not all kids deserve to be vaccinated. Some kids are bad. Some kids are bad. Some kids deserve to get the measles. They're bad little boys and girls. They are disobedient. They don't do their homework. They don't clean up their toys and put them back in the toy box. No, and I mean, I'm sure that this Mennonite community, doesn't vaccinate their kids because it's against God. It's against their view of God. Now I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, it's the outbreak, and now where I draw the line is when measles. See, what the problem is that measles doesn't delineate between people that love God and people who don't love God. Measles is going to infect anyone that is nearby if they're not vaccinated, and that's what happened. I mean, listen to this shit. 124 people in West Texas were known to be infected, most of them children. Now look, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's listen to this. Laura Anton, a Texas Health Department spokesperson, told a local ABC affiliate that the ongoing outbreak has mostly hit small children and teenagers, and that the cases were originally concentrated in a quote, close-knit, under-vaccinated, rural Mennonite community in Gaines County, where children are largely homeschooled. How are they getting measles if they're all homeschooled? Now, I had a friend growing up. I had a childhood friend growing up, and he was just down 2 houses down from me. And this is crazy. I grew up and next to him. He was homeschooled, and his family, they were very, very, very fundamentalist Christian. He was homeschooled, and this kid was weird as fuck. His name was JT. JT sounds like the name of a guy that was homeschooled, right? This guy was homeschooled as a motherfucker. He was weird. He hit. He loved to hit. You know, I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lot of people that are homeschooled, kids that are homeschooled, they love to hit. They love to hit, and they own like airsoft rifles. And they're really into like ham radios. Is that just me? I feel like every homeschooled kid I've ever met is really into airsoft rifles, hitting me, and like, you know, just like, and I'm not even talking about like special needs people. Like I'm talking about like, you know, normal kids that are homeschooled, and but they all love God. And that's their biggest issue, is that they love Christ. And guess what? You know who isn't going to save you from the measles? Jesus Christ. Now, here's a real question. Here's a question I want to pose to my audience. Who do you trust less? Big Pharma or Jesus Christ? Because those are your choices when it comes to illness prevention. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Either you remain unvaccinated and you throw caution to the wind and you go, if I get a disease, the Lord's got me. Or do you want to go with the evil Big Pharma, where they profit off of slowly killing you? Now, I don't know about you guys. I'm going with the Lord. I'm going with the Lord. I love Jesus Christ. And, you know, if the measles kills me, then maybe it was my time to go. And that's the sickness of these like really extremely religious groups, is that, you know, when their child, I know what these parents are saying about their kid that died from the measles, a cured disease. Imagine you're in the Mennonite community and your child is unvaccinated and dies of a cured disease. I mean, what are you gonna be like? Well, it was his time to go, buddy. Honey, it was his time to go. It was his time to go. Oh, the Lord's got him. He's hanging out with baby Jesus now in heaven. Again, do I blame RFK? No, I don't blame RFK for this. I really don't know who to blame for this, because, you know, vaccine, there's like, again, guys, hey, cards on the table. When the vaccine came out for COVID, I was very skeptical. It truly took me 6 months to wrap my head around, you know, doing heroin. But I finally did it. I finally shot heroin in my arm. I was so sad. No, I got J&J. I got J&J because it was the most traditional one. Honestly, it probably would have been safer to just do heroin. I think, you know, there is a little bit of like, it's okay to have some skepticism about mRNA vaccines. Again, I'm not trying to get fucking conspiracy theorist here or anything like that. But, you know, if you're gonna be a skeptic, you have to be a skeptic on both sides of the aisle. The statistics, I mean, let me just look it up. Statistics on measles vaccine death. Like, look, if you're going to be skeptical about the mRNA vaccines, you have to be skeptical in the opposite direction, which is asking, is the measles vaccine safe? Did it kill anyone? And here's a fact from a George Soros backed website. I'm kidding. Here's a fact from a website. There have been no deaths shown to be related to the MMR vaccine in healthy people. There have been rare cases of deaths from the vaccine side effects among children who are immunocompromised. So look, and RFK, oh, here's a news story. First measles death outbreak in Texas as RFK downplays the outbreak. I swear to God, if there's a national measles outbreak because some dumb fuck in Lubbock didn't want to get the measles vaccine, I'm moving back to Austin. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what. But again, the real question is, are we going to see are we going to see more of this? Are we going to see more look, again, I think that there's nothing wrong with being skeptical about big pharma. At the same time, not taking the measles vaccine is crazy. Not like, did big pharma cause a huge opioid crisis? Did big pharma kill thousands of people and get them addicted? Yes. Now, does that mean they are unable to pump out a vaccine that works and is safe? No, it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, it really it's just a new era, guys. It really is a new era when it comes to healthcare. I think maybe some good thing. All we can hope is that some good things will come out of this. All we can hope for is that like people get healthier and we stop doing red dye 40. We stop, I guess, red dye. On the bright side, RFK is gonna allow a measles outbreak to proliferate. That's fine. But on the bright side, there's no more red dye 40 in Nerds Rope. I don't know. Where do you stand on that? Is that good? Hey, you know what? You might get measles. You may get measles. But on the bright side, there's not going to be any red dye 40 in your Dr. Pepper. And that is good. That is a positive. It's red dye 41. That's what happened. RFK banned red dye 40 and now everyone's just using red dye 41 or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Let's close on some politics while we're on politics. So I thought this story was important. So the White House is going to limit news wires in the press pool, the White House press pool. Now, again, I guess the press pool has been chosen independently in the past by the White House Correspondents Association. That's what, here we go. Let's take a look at this. So anyway, let me just back up here. So the White House is going to decide what reporters get to be traveling with Trump, on a daily basis and reporting what he says. And Bloomberg says here that for decades, the White House Correspondents Association has managed the selection and rotation of the reporters who are allowed into environments with limited space, like the Oval Office and Air Force One. Being in the pool gives outlets the opportunity to ask the president questions directly. Okay. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said that going forward, her staff would determine the pool and include legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades, as well as, quote, well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility, including Nick Fuentes. I'm kidding about that. So obviously the White House Correspondents Association is very mad about this. They go, this move tears at the independence of a free press in the United States. It suggests that the government will choose the journalists over the president. In a free country, leaders must not be able to choose their own press corps. Now, I think it's ironic that the White House Correspondents Association president is talking about a free country. Because let's be honest, you know, corporate media sucks. And again, you probably know what I'm going to say about this. Legacy media sucks dick and new media sucks dick. It all sucks dick. I suck dick too. Any voice that you may listen to is biased and motivated by things that will ultimately betray you, the listener. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying that to be cynical and set us all up for a future in which I have a bunch of ads and I ruin the show. I'm going to try my best to not do that. But like every fucking, I don't know, dude. Every fucking media organization is biased. They're biased if they sell ads. They're biased even if they're funded directly by the listeners. They're still biased, right? The owner. It's just, you know, opening up the White House press corps to new voices in the media sounds good. And then you're like, okay, like who are the new voices in the media that they're going to allow? And they're like, oh, you know, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, you know, those guys, new media. Also, Alex Jones is not new media. He's been around for a long time. You know, that's new media. Like, it's really, it's a crazy time. I mean, like, what really upsets me about it is that like the White House and Trump are consolidating. The White House and Trump are consolidating, and they're reining in the media, and they're reining in who is allowed in the room, as to, you know, push out reporters that give them hardball questions, right? To make it more favorable for to make Trump look more favorable, right? And obviously the legacy media is throwing up their arms and they're very mad about this. They're saying this is an affront to civil rights. This is an affront to the First Amendment. How dare you? And let's just take a step back and stop pretending that the legacy media gives a flying fuck about the individual. And they like money. They like money. Everyone likes money. They like money. Right? And you know, I'm a liberal guy, but I can admit that the legacy media is biased to the left. So them throwing up their arms saying that like this is horrible, you know, yeah, it probably is, but I'm like unmoved by it. I'm like every time I read the news, I'm like numb. I'm like truly numb to the news. I'm unmoved by most news. The only story that really excited me that I read recently was that there's an asteroid that has a 3% chance of being a city-destroying asteroid. That was the best news I got all fucking week. Okay? That's the kind of news I live for. It is. Because if that asteroid destroys New York, then I won't have to talk about Elon Musk. I won't have to listen to Elon Musk do stand-up comedy. I mean, I truly, guys, I swear to God, if Elon Musk does stand-up comedy, I am going to self-immolate in front of the Wilbur. I will self-immolate. If Elon Musk does comedy, if Elon Musk does a weekend at the Houston Improv, I'm going to self-immolate in front of that goddamn strip mall. I'm going to go to that strip mall and I'm going to douse myself in gas. I'm going to light a match. I'm going to drop that match on a pool of gas at my feet, and the flames will light and they will ignite from the ground up to my head, igniting my flesh. And they will ignite my flesh. And I will scream, Free Palestine. I'm kidding. I will scream fuck Elon Musk. That's our show. Join the Patreon. I'm going to talk about more news that we have not covered yet. Patreon.com/Sean Show. Link in the description. Please review the show on Spotify. I think I'm getting more downloads, so I don't know. I don't know if you guys are liking the show or if Spotify is just pulling a TikTok and lying to me about how popular I am. In any case, review the show. I love you guys. Check out the Patreon. Have a great week. Bye.